Now, I didn't think I would actually need to make another video talking about NHL goalies, but we do have some more goaltender movement in the National Hockey League. This time, it's on the Vancouver Canucks side of things, and unlike the Kincaid situation with Montreal, where it is a weird move for a team that's in a bad place, this Vancouver Canucks team is making a move that involves one goalie who is in an unfortunate situation and another goalie who's getting a chance to really reestablish himself as a quality NHL player. Jacob Markstrom has been granted another leave of absence in order to attend his father's memorial service. Now, earlier in the year, he did take a leave of absence because of this same thing, not specifically because of the memorial service, but because, yeah, you get the idea. So, Markstrom is going to be out of the team for a little bit, and that's okay. The guy's an absolute warrior. He battled through this. Even through this tough time, he was still able to play in the NHL and actually do well in certain games. So, big props to Jacob Markstrom for everything he's done for cancer support awareness and for this hockey team. A leave of absence in this situation is the least that the Canucks can do. And Vancouver Canucks fans, the least that we can do is stand here in support for Marky, because he needs it, he deserves it, and overall, he's been through the thick and thin of the Vancouver Canucks for the past few years. Let him have his moment here. But as for the other guy, let's talk about who's going to be coming in to replace Jacob Markstrom for the time being. It's Michael DiPietro, the Utica Comets goaltender who played one NHL game before, and it was terrible. Michael DiPietro played one NHL game in that weird situation where the Canucks had like no goalies who were available. Demko was out, Marky, I think he was out too, and the Canucks had no other options but to resort to the then OHL goalie, Michael DiPietro, and in that NHL game against the San Jose Sharks, he let in 7 goals, and he had a .708 save percentage. It was absolutely terrible. The defense hung him out to dry, and DiPietro's numbers will forever be haunted by that one terrible, terrible, terrible game. However, he did bounce back, and he did do extraordinarily well with the Ottawa 67s in the playoffs, and the guy actually ended up leading the 67s to the OHL Finals with a 13-0-0 record. In the OHL last season, he was 23-12-1, and he had the best goals against average with 2.4. This season, he's with the Utica Comets, and he's splitting the starts over there with Zane McIntyre. They've been splitting the starts, and they've both been doing pretty well, but DiPietro on paper is the better goaltender. A .913 save percentage and a .244 goals against average in 13 games played. Michael DiPietro has adjusted really well to the professional hockey game, and as a guy who's only 6'0", his play style amongst other goaltenders is really different. He has to be more quick, agile, like the Jonathan Quicks of the world. Not saying that he will be a Jonathan Quick, but Michael DiPietro is in a position where his goaltending style is much more frantic. It's much more on point, and he kind of has to be more alert compared to the other 6'6" goaltenders who can just stand there and let the play come to them. DiPietro has to cover the net more because he's smaller. And to me, it's a really good sign seeing him transition from the OHL to the AHL so nicely, because he's become a really good starting quality goaltender for the Utica Comets, and now he's getting his shot with the big leagues once again. Now, does this mean that he starts over Thatcher Demko in the majority of situations? No, Demko will be our number 1 for the time being, but I have no doubts in my mind that DiPietro will at least get a game or 2 in there, at least until Jacob Markstrom comes back. And it doesn't matter how long Jacob Markstrom is going to take to come back. Let the guy have his freedom here. Michael DiPietro is going to have his opportunity to really redeem himself, and I'm looking forward to seeing a better NHL save percentage than the one that he currently has right now by the time he gets sent back down to Utica once Marky returns. But for now, the Canucks have made goaltender moves, and it's looking like a really good opportunity for Michael DiPietro. Hope you enjoyed this video, and bye.